tried to tell him, but...
Oh, honey. He knew.
I can't believe he's gone.
Superman is worm food. So what now? If you resurrect him immediately, the story is rendered completely pointless. But if you live in the moment, linger just a bit, then you have a whole other story. The Reign of Superman is the second half of Death of Superman. It's supposedly designed to be in fact watched back to back. I say supposed because as a 2-hour and 46-minute experience, it's not very well paced. The first is this very delicate character study about Superman finding happiness before he died. Therefore, underneath the disaster movie structure, it was focused on individuals. Reign, in contrast, is an ensemble piece about competition on who gets to be the new Superman, then escalates to an alien invasion. To say it's mentally exhausting having to process and invest in all this new stuff after 80 minutes would be an understatement.
I meant the Kent angle. Missing persons.
The new writers try the best to mitigate this issue by using Lois Lane, the other main character of Death, as a connective tissue. After 6 months, she's lost with what to do with herself. But then it is precisely the act of asking questions, which form the foundation of her life with Superman, that she's now ready to stand up and live again.
When Superman first showed up in Metropolis, nobody knew what to make of him because nobody knew what to ask him.
Your stories about Superman helped me earn the people's trust.
I knew what to ask him.
Lois, I know in order to heal, you need to solve the mystery of these Supermen. Just make sure you don't lose yourself in the process.
However, this line is a trick. Lois doesn't actually risk losing herself in the process. When she encounters Cyborg Superman trying to convince her that he's the real Superman, she knows he's full of crap. She mentors Superboy and teams up with Steel. Who does lose themselves is us.
I don't really know him. Vic?
Oh, so you think all cyborgs know each other?
If you simplify part 2 into a single question, it'd be how do we live in a world absent of a protector? Superboy and Cyborg Superman represents replacing them. On one hand, Lex tries to treat the symbol of Superman as a market, where all you need is a product that serves the same need. Someone who's a charismatic celebrity.
I promise you that as long as LexCorp exists, Superman lives. Metropolis will be protected.
Cyborg Superman is a closer version of what people want. Someone who makes everyone feel safe. He even saves the president and invites people to join him as he turns good-intentioned volunteers into flying superhero soldiers.
Eric, no!
Becky, please, this could change everything.
However, both Superman and the volunteers are deeply dehumanized by their positions. Superboy is just a simple, smiling kid who enjoys the press, selling McFarlane figures and hitting on Lois.
So, how old are you?
But when he loses the popularity competition, Lex is ready to euthanize him because, to him, he's just a failed product.
The only difference between you and a biological child is that I've invested a hell of a lot more capital to bring you to the party.
Cyborg Superman, on the other hand, is a former fan.
And you weren't even dead yet!
On a mission to ruin Superman's legacy because he didn't save him before. But he's also Darkseid's puppet.
Destroy what remains of Superman. His good name. It was the best revenge I could hope for.
And all the volunteers have their emotions removed and used to create portals for an invasion in a really gruesome way. Dehumanization, be it the process of commodification from market pressures or alien warlords subjugating an entire planet, is the byproduct of filling Superman's void. As the act of looking for a Superman is one that requires forgetting what it means to be human.
All you hear today is how do we live in a world without Superman? Well, some of us already had to. Some of us watched as everything we had, everything we loved, was lost.
Oh, give it a rest.
Or losing yourself, if you will. Reign of the Superman is not about Lois Lane or any individual character. Hell, Superman himself only really appears in the climax. It's about a broader theme of what it means to be human, because to be Superman is to be human. This is an idea planted all the way back in part 1, in fact, as Superman got murked. His biggest fan, Bibbo, offers his restaurant as a shelter.
Hey, if you ain't got a place to go, you can stay with me while Superman cleans this clown's clock. I'll be here for you.
Superman saves people, not just because he has the powers to do so, but to also be a part of a community. Everyone is worth his time.
He's gonna take pictures with anyone who asks.
Thus, everyone is inspired to believe in each other, to believe everyone else is worth their time. Metropolis is a place shaped in his image, where simple common goodness and shared humanity is a virtue you inherit.
You know something I don't know? Only that this city's never going to love you, just for hating me.
As a result, in the face of no Superman, the film argues we must look at ourselves to fill that void. It's an idea introduced right at the start with Gordon Godfrey, the most unlikable DC character.
Stop relying on leagues and titans and start saving ourselves.
So we should each be our own Superman. I mean, isn't that exactly what these guys are doing?
It couldn't have come from a less appropriate and non-credible source. But hey, we still have Steel, a man who's just doing his part in Bibbo, who alongside scared ordinary people become their own Superman by protesting against Cyborg Superman and standing up to his army.
Light him up!
Furthermore, the entire climax of the film is a demonstration of everyone's shared humanity. When everything gets really dire, Lex swallows his pride, shares the same hope Lois has with Superman being alive, and risks everything to free the Justice League.
Don't add me to your friends list yet. This was purely a business move.
Superboy stood defeated over Lex's actions, but Lois comforts him.
He's my father. At least, he's half my DNA. I just found out.
Nah, I don't buy it. I mean, the hair alone.
Thus, giving him the heart to leave Lex. Steel is able to get the help of dying intergang people because he was a really nice guy in their final moments.
Go get him.
And stopping the invasion meant making Cyborg Superman so angry that he turns on Darkseid. Death of Superman was an amazing film. Dare I may say it's my favorite adaptation of said death, largely because it's actually about Superman. It doesn't make Batman the main character. It was a tragedy about a man trying to maximize his own happiness before time ran out. It was tragic, it was funny, it was scary, and more importantly, it was very focused. Reign of the Superman has a really solid hook with Lois Lane, but instead of mining it, it uses her to transition into something else. Something which has more characters and more stuff going on, that paints a portrait about how Superman does not represent the worship of an individual here to fix your problems, but represents the power we have in helping each other. That's what he wants.
I knew Superman. Superman was my pal. And those things ain't Superman.
They're not even the people they used to be.
I mean, at least they're keeping the peace, right?
You know that ain't gonna last. We can't wait until after this thing takes a turn for the worse. By then, it'll be too late. The robot said one thing right. He said, we gotta be our own heroes.
People are protesting down at the Watchtower. Getting to be quite a crowd.
What are we waiting for? Together, we may not be able to bring the beat down, but we sure as hell could make some noise. Am I right?
But at the same time, I miss it not being about these two.
Staring at the wall, I know you really love the color. We picked it out over the phone. Remember what you said, but I could never tell the meaning. I try to see what I've been shown. Staring at the pictures now, I know they try to show me. I cannot see, but God knows I try. Believer of the mysteries, I try to find a way not to cry.
So this was the Reign of Superman video. I've been working on this since the Death of Superman video, in fact, but I just didn't really know how to write or organize it because the film has so many characters and so many pieces. So in the end, I realized I think the best way to organize it was to focus on a central theme and then break it down through the individual character focuses. Hopefully it was mildly entertaining and was followable in a hopefully narratively dramatic way. Especially thanks to everyone on Patreon. You guys rule, and I can't wait to start working on the Super Sons video.
No sign of freeze.